If I had been Meghan in this situation, I would no longer be the Duchess of Sussex in title. And that's because I would have a long time ago told them exactly what to do with their title, where to put it, and where to go and what to do when they got there in a jiffy, right? And that's because I am such a hot headed person, which is a negative. This is a negative. This is something that I don't like about myself, my hot head and the fact that, I let them get the better of me, and I back down. And I think that Meghan, one of the reasons I personally admire her so much, and let me tell you something about myself, is that I don't, I shouldn't say this, but I don't admire a lot of people. I really don't. I don't have time. And I just don't see anybody out there that really, I mean, I would never have done this if I didn't really admire this human being as much as I do. Because I'm just, I'm not a fangirl type of a girl. I don't want to say I don't care, but I don't really care about celebrity. Let's put it that way, right? And so for me to spend as much as of my time following Meghan and defending her is really a lot. It is saying a lot about what I think about Meghan. Okay. And so when I when I hear this guy Tom Sykes, I mean, I find that he has become increasingly aggressive in his tone, his anti-Meghan tone. He was always obviously a mouthpiece for the palace, but they must have told him, listen, you've gotta, do better. You're too neutral. You're too milk toast. We need you to really go for it and throw her under the bus, throw her into the barbed wired fence. We don't care. Draw blood, get her out of here. I get this sense with Tom Sykes lately, right? So he has this like hit piece. This is a hit piece. This is a hit piece in the Daily Beast about Meghan trying to hold on to her Duchess title. I mean, this is fart. It's a fart. He is farting all over the place and he can't help himself. And they're all farting in unison, right? Because they just can't. I'm sorry, I had to just stop for a second and gather myself, right? Because I started to go down a path that I didn't think was appropriate. You see, when I get, like, you take me there, they take me there, I stop caring what I said. It's one of my, it's one of my weaknesses. I just stop caring. I just don't care what I say when I get to a certain point. And they're taking me to this point. They're taking me to this point. So now so now this what can we call this interloper over at the Daily Beast, right? Let's just call him the interloper at the Daily Beast, so-called royal experts, as Brian over at Sussex Squad Family TV would say. I mean, now he's saying that Meghan is trying her darndest to hold on to her Duchess title. For me, as I said in one of my videos, I don't know if that video has already played because I'm starting to put my videos a little bit in advance. So who knows where we are at this point. But in one of my recent videos, I did discuss this issue of Meghan's title. And what is a title? What is a title? When I was a little girl in the Caribbean, okay, before moving to the United States, your title was something that you were asked for all the time. In America, you say your surname. That's something I had to learn when I went to the United States because nobody ever asked me for my surname. They never even asked me for my last name. They asked, what is my title? Right? Now, your title is your last name. Your title is your surname. Okay. And when you are someone who is married to a royal person or someone who's a member of a royal family, you have a last name, you have a surname, you have a title. Now, the rest of us, we get married. Well, not we. Let me take myself out of this. The rest of y'all, you get married. What do? You take your husband's last name, right? You take your husband's last name, unless you are a very modern woman who keeps her last name or forces her husband to take her last name, right? Which is a whole other thing. We can talk about what the hell is going on. But normalement, when a woman marries a man, she traditionally has taken her husband's last name as her own, right? I have actually decided that if I ever do get married at this point, I'm keeping my last name unless his last name is really poetic sounding. You know what I mean? Anyway, I digress. So, so, so anyway, you see when I get like this, I need to not get like this. I need to stay calm. Okay. No laughing. Be serious. Okay. So your last name is your title. So when you are a royal person, however, you don't have a normal last name. Correct me if I'm wrong. What is the last name of Prince William? Wales? How is it Wales when his name is King Charles? King, first name, Charles, last name, right? No last name. And when he wasn't King Charles, he was Prince Charles or Charles Windsor. So if he's Charles Windsor, how the hell is William Wales? How is it Harry Wales? How is it even Harry Sussex, right? And going back, I'll tell you why. Because they don't have a last name when they are royals. The last name is the title that is imposed upon them by the ruling monarch. In this case, Meghan's last name is Duchess of Sussex. This was given to her by Queen Elizabeth II, 3rd, 4th, or 5th, whatever it is. I think it might be, I don't know, could be the 2nd, right? Queen Elizabeth II, right? She was the ruling monarch at the point at which Meghan became the wife of her grandson, Harry, who was Harry Wales. So technically it's Meghan Wales. It would have been Meghan Wales if Harry had remained Harry Wales, but he did not. Queen Elizabeth changed Harry's name from Harry Wales, and really at some point it was Harry Mountbatten Windsor. I mean, you just can't make it up. They have so many last names. It's like my father. My father's name is like all fucked up. I mean, he had to do all these things with his passport. Like so many fucking names, okay? Now, excuse my French. So Harry Wales, Harry Mountbatten Windsor, Harry this, Harry that. Finally, the Queen said, "You are the Duke of Sussex. You're the Duke of Sussex." What the hell is wrong with me? I don't know. I've become hyper. I'm pacing in the apartment. They're taking me there. So Harry becomes the Duke of Sussex, right? This is his last name. Harry, first name, Duke of Sussex, last name, Duke of Sussex, surname, Duke of Sussex, title. Remember, I said in the beginning, in the Caribbean, that's how it is. That's your title. Your title is your last name. Now, his wife, what is she going to be? Meghan Markle? She could have said, "I'm a modern woman. I want to emasculate my husband," right? "I want to make him the woman in this relationship. Therefore, he takes my last name, and we are now known as Harry and Meghan Markle." She could have done that. I mean, good luck with that. Right? Harry's not that type of man, right? Harry is a manly man, and he's the man in charge, and it's going to be his last name. But what is his last name? His last name is the Duke of Sussex, And that is why his wife's last name or title, excuse me, everyone, because I'm having a conniption about this. Her last name is Duchess of Sussex to you. Okay? Duchess of Sussex. Meghan, first name, Duchess of Sussex. Okay? Okay, calm. Okay, calm. Marion, calm. Okay, Duchess of Sussex. That's her last name. Now, my understanding is on the normal circumstances, let's say a woman gets married to a man. My recollection is not that clear. It's getting very fuzzy these days. But my recollection is that when a woman gets married to a man and she changes her name to his name, let's say her husband is John Smith and she is Jane Waters, right? So she gets married to John Smith. Jane Waters gets married to John Smith. So now she becomes Jane Smith. So Jane and John Smith, married couple, married 10 years, everything is wonderful. In the 10th year, she wants nothing to do with him. She wants a divorce. He makes her sick, right? So she goes to her divorce attorney, and one of the things that she wants is a name change. A name change. This is an official and legal procedure to change her name back from Jane Smith to Jane Waters as she was before she married this nincompoop. I mean, I'm just saying. By the time you want a divorce, he's a nincompoop, okay? It's comme ça, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you the brief time I was a divorce attorney. That's how it was. Your husband is a nincompoop. I want a divorce, and I want to change my name back to my own name. Most of them do. If you're Ivana Trump, you want to keep the name for your own reasons, okay? Then you have to fight the husband to keep his name, even though you're divorced from him, right? But normal law, if you want to change your last name after marriage, you have to get an official name change from the court. My understanding is to change the Duchess of Sussex's title / surname / last name, it's a constitutional or parliamentary / legal matter. You can't just tell her your last name is not what it is. Just like you couldn't tell a married woman in normal circumstances that her last name is not her husband's last name just because you don't like that woman. Who the hell do you think you are? All of you with your give back your title narrative. How dare all of you, right? I'm sick of these people. Listen, I'm not going to have my blood pressure through the roof for idiots, okay? But Tom Sykes did have this article in the Daily Beast. I read it, perhaps not all of it, but enough that I became completely just, and I had to come and do this video. Look at these people. Egregious is absolutely the word for these people. They are egregious, right? What I love about Meghan is the fact that she doesn't really care about them. She doesn't care about them. They can't sit with her, and that's it. No explanations, no excuses. And no, she's not going to give back her Duchess title. If William wants it, if Charles wants it, take it. Go to the Parliament and take it. And I have dared them to do it because I really think it is a Pandora's box of problems for William in particular to take Harry and Meghan's titles without justification. Go ahead, William. I dare you. Take those titles. And so Tom Sykes is like, don't leave it on William. Take it now. Because they know that if William does that, it would be the biggest unforced error he makes in his monarchy because he's already on shaky ground. He's not a popular king to be, even less popular than King Charles, if you can even believe it. And Harry is very popular, even though the UK media has done its best to try to undo that. They have failed, right? I dare them to do it. Take the titles. Go to the Parliament. Take those titles if you think that will make your monarchy stronger. And let's all watch and see exactly what happens to you and your monarchy. Anyway, now I'm going to have myself some lunch and then I'm going to go out because today is a big day and I've got some big things I've got to take care of before the storming of the gates, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to go out after having myself some lunch. And I hope I'm just talking to the end of because I have like another minute to talk. And I'm like, I'm out. I'm done talking about these people. Meghan is not trying to hold on to any titles. If you want the title, just take it. She does not care. If I were in her place, I would have already given those titles up, but that's only because I'm a hothead and I would want to prove to you that I don't care about you and your title, and I would just like fling it back at you. But that's not always the best policy. I admit that. And so I just wanted to say that, right? But I'm talking out the tape. I still have what now, 20 seconds to go. And yeah, what do you guys think about this? Try to forget about my behavior because I said I was going to be more mature and sort of more serious and more adult. And, but then I just end up being the way I am.